been the case. And when you come together, there's risks of maybe getting too close together.
Yeah, you know, that happens all the time on the track, but not so much in the marathon, right? It seemed like it was an accident. They both kind of laughed it off. But you do have to be careful. You don't want to take someone out, especially when you have the whole road. But at the same time, if you want to draft and feel their energy and stay connected, you want to hover pretty close. And so things like that happen. They both seem to shake it off. And here they go on their way.
It was a group of 3, but we're now down to a pair battling for the lead. We go back just a
lead over the chase pack, but she's no longer in contention here. You know, we are going to see a turnover switch. They already have been running so fast. As you mentioned, those splits have been coming down. The pace has been increasing. But only one of them can win. So I don't think either one of them are going to sort of suffer from the pace at this point. They have, once they pass that sicko sign, just a mile to go. We're going to see that banner soon. Both of these women are capable of running a hard mile. So it's going to be who can flip that switch, who can get the turnover going, who can take themselves out of the lock of this long race and your body getting used to this pace and turn it over into a different type race. And here we go, Paul.
The Olympic champion to the lead with authority.
That was a move. She knew. She waited, and look at this. I mean, we're seeing it stretch out so quickly. They have 1 mile to go now. I have to imagine that Jepchirchir can hold this. She knows her body. She's been in high-pressure situations before. Never say never, but it seems like she is executing this exactly how she wanted it to go.
Well, and Yeshane doesn't look like she's given up at all. In fact, well, she's going to look around and say, okay, where am I in position to make the podium at least no worse than second? And it's not exactly as though she's giving up ground now on the Olympic champion. In fact, maybe gathering to catch up to her again here.
It does look like she's looking at her. Yeshane's form looks really good and open. It's good to see these aerial shots. It gives us a better feeling of what's happening here. But honestly, that gap hasn't gotten any bigger. It just sort of appeared over a few seconds. And now it does look like she's slowly reeling back in, slowly getting back into her wind stream.
Well, watch what happens when they come off the other side of this road. Guess what? We have a new leader, Yeshane, back to the lead.
This is so exciting. Now they have to have the 2 little bobbles, the 2 hills that don't seem that bad when you're running easy, but feels extremely hard when you're finishing up the Boston Marathon. Who will have the strength to get through those hills? Who's going to have the strength to sprint down Boylston? Saw a move there. Now they're both gathering and thinking, when am I going to go one more time? Who do we see in third now? Edna Kiplagat. That woman knows this race so well. You can never count her out.
So Kiplagat now in position to make yet another podium, adding to her absolutely splendid. And look at this, the change of order again, and that was a little bit of a turn where one handled it better than the other, but now Yeshane has covered the move.
I am so impressed by Yeshane. She doesn't have the same experience. She hasn't raced at this level as long. She's known more as a half marathoner, but she is believing in herself, and she looks so calm. If you look at her face, if you look at her leg lift, she's just floating along. She's looking, but I'm wondering, is she thinking, I'm about to make my move, or I know I can run with her. You can't count out Jepchirchir. Obviously, she's right there, but her face is showing a little more strain. She is showing that she's working hard, but then again, there she goes.
Left turn onto Boylston Street.
I don't think this is over, Paul. I think we're going to see something pretty special here.
As Yeshane slightly to the advantage once again. 26.2 miles. They will need every one of those 385 yards extended from the 26 miles to decide this finish in the women's pro marathon race at the 2022 Boston Marathon. Ababel Yeshane of Ethiopia, the Olympic champion, Paris Jepchirchir.
I do think Deschanet's knees are coming higher, which is better in a sprint. You know, they missed the course record, but they're going to come awfully close. And as soon as I say that, Jepchirchir comes through. She just has so much strength and so much willpower. She is just willing herself to throw in another surge and another surge.
And now Jepchirchir with the lead and maybe a stride. Can Deschanet respond one more time, or it will be the Olympic champion coming through? They can see the finish line now on Boylston Street. And when one of the greatest races in Boston Marathon history, on the 50th anniversary of the first ever women's elite field, the best marathoner in the world on the women's side is going to come through with a victory, but needed every stride to get to the finish line first. Paris Jepchirchir is the Boston champion. Here is Ngigi, another strong performance. She ran well last fall in this race, finishing 4th in her marathon debut. She will wind up here in the top 5 in 2021, and would love to be a fly on the wall if these two folks have a post-race conversation. What a battle to the finish.
They were both so impressive. They both kept going for it. Neither of them were willing to concede to the other, pushing.